The outstanding awards for professionals will be presented by the Honorable Minister. We would request everyone to kindly be seated as we are ready to go ahead with the proceedings of the Smart Agriculture, Technology, AI, and Precision Farming. Inviting our distinguished moderator, Dr. Kalyan Goswami, Director General Agrochem Federation of India. We invite our eminent panelists, Mr. Navneet Ravikar, Chairman and Managing Director, Leads Connect Services Private Limited. Kindly grace the stage, sir. Inviting Mr. Sachin Kamra, Executive Leader, Digital Data and AI Transformation, Syngenta Group. I invite Mr. Dushyant Tyagi, Chief Executive Officer, Farmgate Technologies, Ms. Sonali Singh, Head Strategy and Planning, Anam AI IIT Roper. Inviting Mr. R.K. Goel, Managing Director, is on leadership panel on driving the next generation of agri-businesses, followed by the concluding session and presentation of outstanding professional awards by the Honorable Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare and Chemicals and Fertilizers, Government of India, Srimati Anupriya Patel. And I now hand over to our distinguished moderator, Dr. Kalyan Goswami, Director General Agrochem Federation of India. I request you, sir, to kindly carry forward the proceedings of the session. You have around 50 minutes with you, sir. Over.
I think difficult session. It's just after lunch. Good climate outside. So people may feel little, like lazy and relaxed. So I thought, let me make it more interesting so that, interestingly, I was going through the profile of the, panelist, except me. Everyone is from AI and technology. So I am the odd man out. I don't know why they have invited me to moderate the session. Maybe they want me to learn. Okay. Okay. So, the subject is, smart agriculture, technology, AI, and precision farming. You all know about the agricultural history in the country. There are experts. Dushanji is sitting with me. There are, Sar is there, Navneet ji, the other Goel Sahib is there. So they are all expert. In nutshell, I can say that the productivity is not at par the other progressed countries like European country or even China or US. So how to improve that? The government took initiative for doubling farming income. I won't say that it fallen flat, but I'll say that we did not get that desired success. So how to get that? Where is the problem lying? As such, India, the biggest challenge is that 82% of our farmers are small landholders or marginal farmers. So how to bring them in the loop? So there the role of technology and AI comes. See, in our time, when we have studied or we did PhD 34, 35 years back, even that time this Google search was not there, Microsoft was not there. Forget about AI. Dushanji, if I remember correctly, I think Microsoft came in 1990s, right? 1990s, then Hotmail came, then Hotmail was, taken over by Microsoft. Things have improved. In our time, even for research work, we had to go to IRI library or we had to go to NML, National Medical Library, to get the information or the JNU library. But now you get everything on your mobile only. So life has become very simple. And with the advent of this AI, life has become more simpler. Although there are, you cannot 100% depend on the input you get in AI. Most of the time, fakes are there. I still remember when the Operation Sindoor was happening and the television was, saying that we have captured Lahore, Karachi, Islamabad, blah, blah, blah. So I went to Google and I wrote, did India capture Lahore? And they told yes. It came yes only. So they all depend on the AI, depend on the information available here and there, and they pick up in a fraction of second, right? So, but anyway, the life has become simpler. If you want something to be done, some publication to be done, some information to be gathered, or some entomology data, some insecticide data, you can get it in a fraction of second. So that way there are benefits. So I do not know how much time they have allocated us, maybe 45 minutes? Oh, the time is there only. That's interesting. Oh, that's a part of the AI only, okay. So we have 44 minutes in hand and we have how many panelists? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm not a panelist anyway. So 5 panelists, I can come to you one by one, right? And you can take 3 minutes each, right? 3 minutes each, and then, again, I'll come back to you, right? Let me start with my old friend, Tyagiji. Yes, because, I keep on meeting him on different, tires, and he's really smart. When we talk about smart agriculture, I find him very smart and precise, I have made some questions, I'll ask to the panelist, right? Tyagi Sahab, AI is transforming every sector. How do you see artificial intelligence changing agricultural markets and price discovery over the next decade?
Right, sir. So, thank you, Agriculture Today, for having me here again and all of us. And it's a compulsory annual ritual for all of us. We attend this conclave, and every time we come here, we are better enriched. And a lot of, we see a lot of new talent coming into the sector, and it's a good opportunity to interact with all of you. So coming to your question, sir, if you look at the, evolution of technology, it's happening right from the machines time. When machines came, people thought, we will be jobless. Before machines, it was all about agriculture. Every village was sustainable. When machine came, it made world better. After machines came, computers. So at many a times I basically recall this incidents around 1990. So I was preparing for some competitive exam, and I used to travel from my native place Meerut to Delhi, and suddenly at ISBT I saw a long procession, kilometers running into kilometers. 41 major trade unions, they called a strike that this government is bringing computers and all of us will be jobless. And what happened after that is history. India evolved as a software power, and in our growth, how much this industry has contributed, all of us know well. Around, early 2000, so automation came. And the predictions were made, companies like Automation Everywhere, they will eat at least 30 to 40% jobs. But in fact, they have created better enriched job. I see same is happening with AI. AI is going to make us better performing. For some report, I used to take, a week's time. I can produce that report in maybe, half an hour or 1 hour now over cloud. So we will be better efficient and we will be better trained, perhaps to evolve at a faster pace. Coming back to agriculture, sir, AI will fundamentally shift because our primary interest is in market digitizations, and agriculture markets are very important for the evolution of agriculture in this country and everywhere, because markets are the place where farmers are losing maximum value and where consumers are ending up paying more. So we are into agriculture digitization. We did, e-National Agriculture Market for last 10 years. And so far we have digitized 1,720 markets across country. And we are doing around 25,700 transactions per minute. And we have crossed $58 billion GTV on this platform. And in fact, the tonnage, volume done is around 135 million metric ton, and 247 commodities are trading on the platform. And this is the largest agri-sport trading platform for now globally. If you ask me how much is the job done, 50%. But we will continue to work on, making markets better balanced. So AI will make, this whole ecosystem, especially agriculture markets, from reactive to predictive. Right now, for agriculture markets, we come 20 years back, you will come to know as a farmer or any stakeholder about the prices maybe in the next day's newspaper, or evening in the, you will have few commodities on radio or TV. So from post facto to pre facto and then real time. So we are going to have reactive to predictive markets, number one. Second thing, today's farmer decisions are made on incomplete or delayed information. They are unable to make decisions based on real-time information. So tomorrow AI will basically integrate satellite imagery, weather forecast, crop growth, crop conditions, market arrivals, global commodity trends, and consumer demand. These are few variables basis which decisions are supposed to take. With basis which farmers should decide what to grow, how much to grow, where to sell, whom to sell or not to sell. This all will be achieved through, coming technologies, quality assaying, digital marketplaces and smart logistics. We are expecting that they will bring better transparency and efficiency in the market, which is important. Our agriculture markets are not efficient right now. So, for example, in Enam today, you can see real-time price in the 1700 market across country. You can see agriculture prices in 100 kilometer radius of your place. You can see prices in 200 kilometer radius of your place. So at least you have some idea. And all this data is verified. It's not a data which is not verified. Over this, when we build intelligence, so we will have better predictable markets. And we will be able to match demand and supply better. So this is how I see, especially with respect to agriculture markets, how AI is going to contribute.
Thanks a lot. I'll come back to you. I have another question, but I'll come back to you. I'll come to Navneet Ravikarji. He is the chairman and managing director of Leads Connect, a pioneering analytical company specializing in agriculture and fintech and climate risk. I have a question for you, which is pertinent to your field only. See, there's a big issue, the linkage issue between the farmer, between the market, and between the policymakers. I come from the policy background. I know that there is no connection between farmers and industry and and the market. So how to bridge that gap through AI, specifically through AI?
So, thank you, Dr. Kalyan. Thank you, Agriculture Today, for having me here. As Dushyant ji said, it's a yearly, event that we always attend, and we always are there for Harris and for Dr. Khan. To start with, when we talk about artificial intelligence, we have to understand there is a difference between analytics and intelligence. When we talk about predictive models, we talk about we need to understand the difference between predictive models based on past data sets, and when we talk about intelligent models, predictive intelligent models are something that we are talking about in this day and age, and that is what we have to understand, and we have to create that data layer that Dr. Kalyan asked, basically, which basically can be accessed by the industry, the government, and other stakeholders like farmers and agribusinesses. What we understand by intelligence needs to be understood in the context of mathematics and not on the context of the current data sets or the past data sets. How we construe the mathematics of it, and how are we going to create a model which is not a black box. How this predictive model is not only predictive, but a solution-based model, which is a context-driven intelligence model, which is transparent and easy to understand, and can be, used by the policymaker without being fearful of the fact where the data set goes and where the data set comes from. You see, so the whole understanding comes down to data administration and as well as data democratization of data. You see, so we are talking about agriculture data sets. If we talk about that, we need to first understand that we need to protect that data set, and we need to protect where and how we use the AI, because it is with a lot of understanding and lot of knowing about the whole thing. I'm putting it to you today, is that we need to take it very, very seriously with a lot of responsibility as to how you are actually using the data and how you are using the AI behind it, you see. Because this data and this model that you are going to develop is going to actually decide how we move on to predict our future agriculture ecosystem, you see, and how to connect the whole farm to kitchen aspect in terms of market to market and in terms of farmers. The whole understanding, I mean to say, the elephant in the room is essentially the climate that we see, you see, and the way the climate is changing. We have El Nino, already it will be at its peak in September, which will go on to affect our rabi crops also. So this is essentially the challenge for all the AI guys in the room, to come out with a solution and give a solution to the farmers and to agribusinesses to give out a solution that creates value for the farmers or the farming system. Just one more minute I'll take for Dushyantji's points, essentially about the market digitization and obviously predictive price modeling that we are talking about. The whole system about this comes out with the fact is as to how can we protect the revenues that is being earned by the farmer, you see, and any price models should actually take the current ground situation and should be not only be predictive in terms of only data set, but the predictive in terms of the changing scenarios and the localized claim considerations, climate considerations. You see, so the whole model needs to be in sense for the farmers and for the for this ecosystem, where we can solve the whole scenario in that sense, in terms of solving the whole problem and not the part of it.
Many thanks. I think, Tyagiji, I'll come back to you, because Sir has raised about the issue of data. So if you can, give us some more inputs, how can AI convert the enormous amount of agricultural data into better decision for farmers, traders, and policymakers? Again, it's a question of market linkages on the basis of data only.
So, sir, I mean, data has some value if basically it is converted into some actionable intelligence. Otherwise, there is no use. When we talk about data in agriculture, right? So there are issues, how we are capturing data. There is multiple, capture points. It's accuracy, hygiene. This all is being addressed. It is going to be addressed, through agriculture digital mission, government has launched, or schemes like, stack. So a lot of, expectations are there from all these ambitious programs. Uh, uh, our expectations going forward, in agriculture, we are struggling with hyper-local problems, be it climate issues or market issues. And hyper-local intelligence is going to help farmers on crop advisory, market intelligence. If you basically develop, kind of sensors and affordable sensors, which you can put on the fields, and data transmission from plant to systems and systems to engines, and that, you complete the loop on an affordable cost, like we have, done in case of UPI, almost, no cost. So I am very, very hopeful. Going forward, the way things are going on, we will succeed in, establishing a digital public infrastructure. In fact, ENAM was the first, step towards that. So now it's evolving. Once we have all these dots joined well, definitely the efficiencies at farm on productivity side, market side, and value add side is going to improve.
Yeah, I think that gives the clarity. I'll come to Goel, sir. He's my old friend, Mr. R.K. Goel. Got 38 years experience in Bayer crop science, and he has worked in plant nutrition, biologicals, and especially on sustainable agriculture. So I have a specific question I thought I will ask you. See, the industry has spent decades mastering the input side of agriculture. As we move towards future of precision farming, how does the role of the traditional input provider change? Are we moving towards a world where we sell less product and more intelligence? And how do we make the business model work? What I meant basically, how to reduce the agriculture input, how to get, a latest form of inputs so that we use less amount of fertilizer, less amount of insecticide, and get better output. Goel, sir.
Thank you. Very good afternoon, and thank you, Dr. Goswami, for this very relevant point. So we are all in India. In morning also we are having the discussion that we grow a lot of, about 145 million hectares of agriculture, and no doubt AI can play a role, but still I think in India, the role of AI in agriculture in true sense will not be there, because our farmers who is really not even knowing how to sign a checkbook is not able to understand the values of AI. So, and we have seen in my 38 years career, I have seen it, the farmers' situation is not improving in the terms of its happiness, prosperity and all. Many reasons are there. And if you see the three basic inputs, seeds, agrochemicals and the fertilizers. So seeds, there's a lot of innovation has happened in past 20 years, right from 2001, the BT cotton came in. Now corn, if you see now, we are having about almost 15 million hectares of the corn is coming in, and a lot of things are happening. But into agrochemical, a lot of things has been done. But I mean to say the fertilizers is the third basic input. In fertilizers, lot of things has to be changed in Indian perspective. I work for a US company and I normally go to US every 6 months. There I meet lot of farmers. So I have brought one bag of urea. I will just want to show to all of you how this transforms the value propositions. And any farmer will not produce anything without urea. Urea is must, like we drink water. So for the farmers, urea is like everything for the farming. So this bag of urea is from US. It is 25 kilo bag, and this works equal to 50 kilo bag of urea. In India, this bag of urea, 50 kilo, we cost to farmers 270 rupees. But in US, it is almost $30, which means 2,700 rupees. But there, what the farmer have done, they have protected the urea and they have reduced the dose by 50%. Right here in rice farmers, if you see, some farmers must be sitting here. The farmers are using more than 3 to 4 bags of urea per acre, which is not only wasting the money and everything, but it is also our deteriorating the quality of water, because it is nitrification happens and the water also goes very bad quality. So we have seen in last many years in India, the use of urea is going very high. There are 2-3 reasons for that. One is the cost. Second is the education level. So we have seen that if we just take a challenge next 5 years, we can reduce at least 30 to 40% use of urea in India. That challenge can be taken, but it is not easy because it has to be incorporates many angles. That's why I brought one bag of this one to just share with you that in India we are consuming 33 million metric tons of urea. Just imagine we are spending money almost $30 billion for the subsidy, and even if 10% can be saved, we can save almost $3 billion in one input actually as a cost saving. Number two, on this, our seeds, I must share here. In seeds, we are doing a lot of activities in India, and thankful to all the seed industry. And like, for example, if we see the rice seed, rice has been so much innovative, and 50 million hectares we grow. From 8 kilo rice per acre seed has reduced to 3 kilo actually. And the productivity has gone high, very high. We grow very good quality rice. And 2 days back, I was a part of CIA conference as a very good meeting on this in Delhi. We were 35 companies, people sitting there, and a lot of discussions happening. How to improve the nutrition actually. That is another important point in the morning we're discussing. For the human health, for example, if we fortified with some nutrition values in the food system, how healthy we can be there. So coming back to the Dr. Goswami, your point, there is a lot of potential available for the farming, that how we can reduce the inputs. But for that, everybody has to work, right from the scientists, right from the our bureaucracy level, and up to the education level. And farmer is adopting also actually. He is watching, because for a farmer, everything is earning is from his agriculture only. He has no other income of source, that source of income where he can have this money or maybe earning. So maybe from, if we even say that from 1 lakh acres per year, income per acre, if you can make it happen at least 30-40%, the scope is there, and we are successfully doing it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll come back to you. I have another question for you, Goel sir. So now I think there's a representative from IIT. You're IIT Ropa. You are from Syngenta. Beta, you are from IIT. Okay. See, I have a different question for you. See, like you have been at the heart of some India's most successful public-private digital experiments. If you had to pick up one friction point in the supply chain, which may be disrupted by AI, do you find such a point which is going to be disrupted really when the AI will be implemented?
Thank you so much. Disruption in AI, disruption using AI landscape in the supply chain, I would say rather it would be supportive.
Okay.
The entire quality assurance, the entire transparency of the system. What we have been speaking in this panel, I would just pick up 3 points here. One is data. Second is the market linkage that we've been talking about. All these points come on the basis of the fact that how we are actually using the transparency of the system. One of the biggest uses of AI, as we can see in the agriculture landscape, would be transparency. Farmer technology adoption has been one of the biggest challenges for any digital agriculture project. I am here representing Annam.ai, which is a center of excellence established by Ministry of Education at IIT Ropar. And this center of excellence precisely focuses on building a DPI for the country in the domain of digital agriculture. When we started assessing the gaps in the country on why all the digital agriculture projects till now have not been able to scale and adapt in the country landscape, as sir mentioned here very rightly, that one of the biggest issues we face here is that 80% of the farmers are marginal farmers who are not even using technology for the basic purposes. How do we make them actually understand the use of AI in their agriculture domain? The first thing farmer wants to know is that can they actually earn profit? Can it actually increase their income? And we all know that it's not a one-day thing. It's going to take its own time. So information lack is one of the biggest things that we have seen. Supply chain consists of from input to the output stage to post-harvesting. The entire value chain is being covered. Agriculture is a domain that cannot work in silos, sir. And that's one of the things that we are trying to target through this system as well. So what we have come to the conclusion, as per the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, we came up with a product proposition. When I say product proposition, I'm not being commercial about it because we're trying to build a DPI for the country, but just to put it out there, how we are integrating the entire system here. So we call it infrastructure layer, engagement layer, and intelligence layer. And it kind of constructs the entire conversation that we have been speaking about till now. So infrastructure layer consists of weather parameters. As it was told in this panel itself, that weather being one of the biggest challenges for us, and hyperlocal weather advisory being one of the biggest ones in that term. So we are actually working on doubling down on that facet. We know that agriculture is a state subject. To bring transparency into the system, data is one of the biggest issues. Data is the next oil that we see globally in the world as well. But the right data is one of the biggest challenges. So we came up with another proposition, sir, that we'll build this technology by the farmers and for the farmers. So most R&D, even though we try to inculcate farmers' perspective in that, but most R&D happens on a top-notch basis by technological experts who are not that intricately engaged with the agriculture landscape. The second one, we came up with the proposition of engagement layer. I'll just come on the point how we are integrating this together. So we are calling it Annam Chat Engine, not a chat bot, because multiple chat bots have come into the market. This I'll link with the supply chain perspective that you have just mentioned. So the entire end-to-end agri-value chain, we actually divided when we tried to assess the gap in the market. We divided the entire value chain into 12 segments of agriculture in the Indian ecosystem, which starts from the input till the post-harvesting phase. And this entire value system will be integrated in this engagement layer that we are coming up with. Now, one of the biggest challenges in this engagement facet, through which the supply chain will also be connected, is the transparency facet, and how do we actually get this adopted? As Sir rightly mentioned, that we don't see AI being inclusive in the agriculture and landscape to 100% extent, but we do see a hybrid approach happening. What we can do is that we can target all the trust points, and that's what we are coming up with through the government ecosystem here. The FPOs, the cooperatives, the input dealers, the startups, the corporates that are sitting here, all of us collaborating together where farmers are already going for different niches of the agriculture. And if we can integrate it together, there's a possibility of engagement happening, but with a human intervention. So AI in agriculture, it can take maybe a decade to integrate in the country as a whole, but we can begin with a hybrid approach. So that's our engagement layer that we are building. Validated data sets, a hybrid approach of agriculture and transparency, which is not disrupting the supply chain, but actually integrating the entire value system. And the last is the intelligence layer. As one of the colleagues mentioned here about data and predictive analysis, so how to actually make data analytics on predictive analytics spaces. So historical data is one, current data is one, and how to actually use it for the analytical purposes. Another facet was mentioned here was urea, which is one of the biggest subsidy issues that we're facing in the country again. But one of the things that we need to understand here is that analytics is not reaching in the right ways to the government bodies also. This is where we come into the picture, who can improvise the data structures for ourselves. And this is the entire approach. So we are seeking at Annam.ai for the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and Ministry of Education being involved. And we see that there's a future of these things together coming if we target agriculture as an ecosystem as a whole, which will eventually help the data systems, the data infrastructure of the country, and the entire hybrid intervention of AI in agriculture that we're looking at.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You have mentioned about marginal farmers. So I have a question to, I forgot the name. This is Sachin, linking with her comments on marginal farmers. How do we make sure that when the agriculture becomes smarter, we don't leave the smallest farmers behind?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. First, let me thank the organizers for having me here. I think marginal farmers and AI for marginal farmers is a critical and important question. I remember almost 10, 12 years back in a similar forum, we were meeting one of the foreign agriculture ministers, and he was asking the question, and he was from Israel, that none of our technologies work in India. Why? What could be the reason? And the answer I was giving him that when you think of Israel or any other large, agriculture solution which comes from the foreign world, they are tackling the solution for a grower which has 10,000 hectares, maybe 100,000 or 1 million hectares. For them, $100 per acre solution can work. For us, that doesn't work. For us, a 1 acre per dollar solution will work. Now we have millions of growers, but we are throwing at them is a complex solution to a simple problem. When a paracetamol can work, we are throwing a cocktail of antibiotics at them. So how AI will help marginal growers, and that's what our aim is. First of all, the way we look at AI is not building complex solutions. The way we look at AI is how it can augment the communication which we already have, how it can augment the solutions or the delivery of the solution to the grower which it already has. And I'll give you one or two simple example. So the pest and disease prediction models have been available in the world, in the Western world for decades now, and they have been using it. But somehow these solutions don't work in India. We're talking about data. Many times data doesn't exist to build those models. Even if the data exists, we are not able to build those models because we don't have micro agronomic prediction available, forecast available. So many reasons we are not able to adopt these kind of models. So what we shifted was, let's forget predicting pest and disease. Even if we predict pest and disease, let's say a month in advance, our growers are not going to buy solution and apply those solutions. Can we move from predictions to early detection? That's where the proof that something is happening on the farm and then you can apply. So from prediction to early detection, and then telling that or communicating that in a language this farmer will understand. So bot is a much misused word, but that is how it helps. So for example, for Syngenta, we have a tool called CropWise Grower, and we have launched a farmer bot on that where they can go and ask what is happening in their farm in the language they would understand, the time they would understand, the local languages, the nuances which are there in the local language they would understand, instead of a flowery language, instead of a long drawn answer that you do this, no, let's get away with this. That is where AI helps. AI helps us to deconstruct the complex solution in a simple language which a marginal farmer will understand. A grower which has 200 acres of land or more can always have an agronomist as a helper. But a marginal farmer, 1 acre, 2 acre, cannot have that. Now with smartphone being available with all marginal farmers, that is where AI can help. So AI, from a grower point of view, it's not the complexity of the AI solution. What helps us is how do we simplify the complexity and give it to the growers. Now on the other hand, what's happening is there are too many solutions out there. So how do we simplify that for the grower? So if you have been there associated with the agri-tech industry, there's a term which got coined called infoxication, where farmers are getting so many messages, so many communications from different forums that farmers are also getting confused. Now, what we are trying to do using AI, how do we simplify all of that? What makes sense for that grower, and then he can go and apply. So that's how we are linking AI for the marginal growers. The way we look at it, AI will be more useful to the marginal growers than the large growers, because the access which the smaller grower did not have, now they have access to all the solutions which exist out there.
Yeah, there are challenges also. Sounds good. But one question remained, like unattended, that I think Navneet can help us. How can next generation AI tools revolutionize food system from farm to consumer?
Thank you, Dr. Sakar. I have few things to add because I have listened to.
That will come.
Yeah. So the way Sachin talked about, the way we want to simplify is one of the things that I totally agree with. But what we need to understand, and we need to be very, very careful about, is the fact that what impact the AI is going to have. Because we need to, when I'm sitting in this forum, I would want to tell you is that AI is here, and believe it or not, it is already making an impact. And if we do not work on it, it will pass us by. And we would be, poorer by the day, because this is how the world is moving. It's not going to take a decade, And the farmer is somebody that we need to. We have the responsibility as the industry players or value chain players or somebody who is moving. We need to go there and work it out. So what we have been able to do at Leads Connect is to connect with the farmers, with the FPOs, as one of my colleagues said, and we have been able to reduce the usage of urea by 20% and usage of water by 30% using our own platform. So that is something which is usable and which is identifiable by the farmers. They can see how it can be done. Now the idea is, why does farmer and why should farmer use AI or AI based platform? So as Sachin said, or as all of us who are working in the industry, I being from or working on both the input side in terms of from, we call ourselves Khet Se Kitchen Tak initiative. That is what we are working on. So when we go and we talk to the farmers, we don't say that you take the technology. We say we are ready to intervene if you require, but we are ready to buy what you are growing, you see, if you want to give it to us. So the whole understanding is to connect the farmers to the market, give them an incentive and a revenue model to earn from. And we feel that in that ways, we will be able to create a kind of a lasting system where they will use a kind of a revenue that is going to be more than what he's been earning earlier on. Secondly, what we have been able to understand is that we need to move from value chain to value chain, from crop cycle to crop cycle. Each crop has a different ecosystem and an understanding. This is for the first time that we are talking about in an open forum. We are working on something which is related to cashews. Now, cashews are something which is we are number one in the world, or number two, I believe. Number one is ivory. So we have a huge quantity of cashews, but we don't know how to use cashew apples, We have been making, fenny out of cashew apple, but we don't know how to use it. 95% of cashew apple is actually thrown away. So the idea is to use tech to not only use AI, but to use any tech that actually creates a value for the farmer, where it reduces the waste and it gets more value out of what he is growing. So we have been working on something which is based on cashew fibers, you see. And this cashew fiber is something which the industry in India is not working right now. Niftam has been working cashew powder. We are actually making burgers out of it, you see. So, and we are selling it to the market, right? So the idea is to create an ecosystem wherein a farmer gets the due, the value, and he uses the tech as an add-on and not as a core value, wherein he always asks at what money am I saving or what money am I making. So this is what I feel. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. I will ask question to Tyagi sir. We know about ENAM, right?
Sir.
ENAM has done splendid. But what next? We are stuck with ENAM.
Right, sir. So if we try to understand, any typical trade platform, it has got 5 elements. One is you should have enough number of buyers and sellers. Number 2, you should help the buyers and sellers to take a decision, right? Once that decision or transaction is decided, you should be able to enable that transaction, right? Once transaction is enabled, you should be able to settle that transaction. And the last part of the activity is you should be able to enable the delivery, and then you should be able to settle the delivery. So what we have achieved in last 10 years, we have enough number of buyers and sellers, 1.9 crore farmers are using this platform regularly for last 8 seasons. We have registered around 3.5 crore. So enough number of buyers and sellers are there. When we started, basically we were having about 1.4 bids for one lot. Today we have around 7.5 bids for per lot. States like Tamil Nadu, they are using Enam 100% for all the transactions. But on the other hand, states like UP or Haryana for that case, where intermediation is very thick, very strong, we find only hardly 10-20% trade is happening in these states, where intermediaries or enforcement or will to basically execute the program. As someone said, agriculture is a state subject. So these are the challenges with which we have to deal with. So coming back here, the future of Enam, we really want to enable farmers financially. We really want ecosystem to enable ecosystem for basically what I call facilitating the transaction. For example, Dushyant Tyagi, I want to buy some electronic item on Amazon. So it helps me to take a decision, which model, what fits well with me. Immediately the moment that choice is made, someone will come and say, okay, 24 EMIs or 36 EMIs or 56 EMIs, what do you want? Nobody will ask even a question, nobody will ask a document also. So everything is there in the background. So same we really want to build the capacity for our farmers to sell when they get the maximum value. So far in last 70 years, what has happened, all the value is basically generated away from the farms. So farmers are ending up having the minimum share of the value add. Like we say, 10 rupees potato converts into 1200 rupees per kg wafers. So our whole idea is to add value near to the farms. So that farm level infrastructure is important for marketing, giving that kind of a holding capacity. So our serious interest is creating near to farm infrastructure for storage, maybe cold chain, so that you have and then financial enablement, you should have more transactions, warehouse-based transactions, receipts. And really, it's not about creating a platform. It's about enabling a platform, making it operationalize. So we really want to bring all the stakeholders here, all the warehouses, warehouse service providers. We want to work with banks to create more financial, products for farmers as well as traders and the whole ecosystem. So everybody should come here, participate holistically. And one important thing I really want to emphasize here, on which we are working very seriously, quality quantification is very important. Because I am in Hyderabad, you are in Delhi. You want to purchase something from me, or I want to purchase something from Tamil Nadu, and we are on a virtual platform. How do I know that I am quoting the right price? And how do you know that you are getting the right price for your quality? And I want to share with this forum, a lot is happening in this field, and technologies like, machine vision, AI, ML, they are helping a lot. So quality quantification is very important to mature, these virtual markets. This is one. Second thing, also we really want to digitize the whole procurement system. Because at farm level, when we go for MSP procurement, if you don't sensitize farmer about quality, quality matters. If you are bringing quality A, you will get something extra. If you are bringing quality B, you are going to get something less. And when a farmer basically gets less for his effort, he will definitely or she will definitely be thinking over it, how to improve quality. And there comes the question of, nutrient use efficiencies, resource optimization, and all that. So this is the future design of architecture of Enam, sir, and it really need to evolve not only for, the output. Tomorrow, India imports a lot of fertilizers. Correct? All those, and we export a lot of agri-commodities. We import oil seeds. We import a lot of pulses. So everything has to come here one day.
Thanks a lot. Now I'll just, I have, I think, 90 seconds, right?
I need some point to
No,
answer.
I'll go for the rapid fire, and then you can say. Just one question to everyone. We can start with Goel, sir. what is one thing we should stop doing in the India agri-tech space so we can finally move faster? Take 10 seconds.
So first of all, we have to educate the real at the farmer level, because ultimately for everything, he is the ultimate consumer. Until and unless we educate him right perspective, nothing will move further.
Okay, so education, what better?
So, collaboration over competition. If you stop competing and start collaborating, this country will be different in every landscape.
Fantastic, sir. Thank you, sir. The question is, what is one thing we should stop doing in the Indian agri-tech space so we can finally move faster?
See,
What
immediately
change-
we have to democratize the data. I
Yes.
agree with Ravi. And see, in the name of data security, the pace is completely, it goes for a toss. See, I have data worth, $58 billion, 247 crops, but I cannot share with him. How do they develop models for it? From where the intelligence will come? How the system goes, how you develop,
So
predictive.
now let me go to Navneet ji. Time is going out.
So I'll take some 30
What
seconds.
we should stop doing, yeah.
Yeah. So first thing is we should first of all work on data democratization.
Yes.
But second of all, when we are talking about AI precision agriculture, we should not forget that there is something called milk value chain also. And I'm sorry, but nobody, I mean to say and secondly, when we are talking about precision agriculture, we should not forget about genetics, genomics, and the gene editing aspect, wherein Sachin could have added a lot of value in terms, because that is where the whole, the debate of AI getting into gene editing and how it can actually work on both the aspect of a breed improvement in crops and breed improvement in cattle. We need to work on that fast. And there is this AI models being developed there as well, which will change the paradigm very, very soon.
Thanks a lot. Sachin, what are your comments?
I'll just take 30 seconds. I think as a country, we should start innovating and stop copy pasting. That's what we have been doing.
Yeah, thanks to everyone. Our time's up. So we could finish on time. But this subject, needs 2-3 hours.
So at the
Cannot
end,
be
sir,
done in 45 minutes.
at the end, sir, our understanding is very clean. So we are going to transform Indian agriculture.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then definitely, gene edit, genomics, speed breeding, this all starts from there. Synthetic biology, microbial synthesis, and this marriage of, genomics and electronics. They are the future. Like I say, most of the time, next 25 years is all about genomics and algorithms.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
So if I
Thank
just
you.
to add, there was a interview being taken from the CEO of Anthropic, and while he's the CEO of Anthropic and talking about AI, he says, "I'm most excited about biotechnology."
Yeah.
Right. So that's where it is.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you.
Ji.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's put our hands together for that wonderful session. I would like to invite Ms. Rajni Shali Chopra. We would like to felicitate our distinguished moderator, Dr. Kalyan Goswami, Director General Agrochemical Federation of India. And our panelists, Mr. Navneet Ravikar, CMD, Leads Connect Services Private Limited, Mr. Sachin Kamra, Mr. Dushyant Tyagi, Ms. Sonali Singh, and Mr. R.K. Goel. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, we close the proceedings of this session.